You're listening to the Nature's Image Farm podcast. I'm your host, Greg Burns, and we're talking bees, homesteading, and the old-time ways. This episode is brought to you by EnduraHive wax-dipped equipment. The days of painting bee boxes are over. Our unique wax-dip process expels water from the wood, replaces and impregnates it with our proprietary blend of microcrystalline wax, offering superior weather protection inside and out, without the mess or expense of paint. No paint, no rot, no hassle. EnduraHive, built to endure. For more information, check them out at naturesimagefarm.com. Now, on to the show. Well, hey everyone, welcome back to another Stream Team Beekeeping Chat. It's a special show today. We've got, I'm Greg from Nature's Image Farm.
And I'm Susan.
We've got Brian from Castle Hives and our pal Bruce Jenny from Bruce's Bees. Fellas, how's everything going post Bee Expo?
Oh, man.
I have one comment here. I don't see anybody else adhering to the rules but me.
No
What's
name.
What's going on here?
Where's Chris Medeiros at? Can anyone see where's Chris Medeiros? Is he in the comments
What's going
here?
on here?
He doesn't let anyone in without their name tags.
I didn't even think about it.
Oh, Brian actually has his there close. That's cool.
Oh, that's great. I had to laugh because I found it and I was like, hey, I need to wear this.
All right, who's misbehaving?
Uh-oh. It's going to get unruly.
Who's misbehaving? Come on. You know, I even have my shirt on. And I have my new hat for the brand new product that was unveiled at the North American Honeybee Expo.
I love it.
Unbelievable.
That was amazing.
See what we did there? Full puns here. It gets even worse because I've got an instigator here next to me. I thought it'd be fun to bring the brains behind the Nature's Image Farm on board tonight because tonight I thought it would be great fun to kind of have a nice recap of the Bee Expo, and at least from our perspective, from the booth side, is a little unique compared to the attendee side. So it'd be a lot of fun to bring Susan on tonight, talk some more about that. I want to apologize. I'm a little late getting all of this out there and getting this broadcast put out so folks know ahead of time. It's been absolutely bonkers since we've gotten back, but that's kind of par for the course for around here. But I want to thank everyone for spending time tonight. If you were here live at the Stream Team Beekeeping Chat here on the Nature's Image Farm channel, if you're tuning in to the podcast or the replay later, we want to thank you for spending time with us tonight. You guys make all this thing special. Brian, that thing, it looked like it was going to hang there just fine. It's just...
I can't win.
Wasn't meant to be. See what I did? See, Brian's quick. He gets it. He gets it.
Yeah.
So let's start with, let's just go around the room here. We'll start with Brian. We'll go down to Bruce. We'll finish up here on just a real quick, the few days after Bee Expo. What's that been like for you, Brian?
You know, so first I'm just going to say thank you to the both of you, because I don't know how you two do what you do. I don't. No, truthfully, I don't, because Jason and I had, our booth was like this sized compared to yours, and I'm still tired. I was asleep just before this. I woke up at like 7:50 something. I'm still trying to recover the sleep wise. I'm better than last year. I actually slept throughout the nights and stuff like that. But, post conference, we'll talk about probably what I'm most proud of here in a little bit. But that conference, to describe it, it's just, we started with, there was a movement that started with another conference a couple years back, and to see how, there was, the conference has now moved. The North American Honeybee Expo was founded, created, and I think it was set up in like a 6-month time frame. To see the amount of people and feel the energy that was there was just unreal. I threw a video out, and I kind of just wanted to capture that energy, and I think I did that in there. But man, it's probably going to take me, oh my gosh, another 2 or 3 days just to recover. I mean, I kind of still feel whooped from it, So, but it's just really an amazing time, to go there, and oh my gosh, the number of people that we saw, it was just unreal, just and where the Nature's Image Farm, where your booth was set up, right coming through the doors there, oh my gosh, it's just, I mean, that was prime time right there, So, I don't really have words to fully describe that conference. The only thing I can say for those that, did not get to go or thinking about going, do it. I did not make it out of even like the trade show area in the days that I was there. Like my time was kind of split. We had the Queen Right Dial booth, and then we had the stream team. We did some interviews with like some amazing people that, coming back, I was sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, we're sitting down with, Lawrence come over, and it was so awesome meeting him. Lawrence from Black Mountain Honey. And, we spent time with Cayman. I actually, talked to Cayman a couple times. So it was this year. I don't know what you guys think, but like to see Cayman on Saturday, I think this year it was completely different than prior years, because he was actually, to me, it looked like he was running around having a good time, so that was very nice to see that. But like, I'm sitting there thinking also, I'm like, holy Moses, we sat down with Dr. Marla Spivak, Chris Warner. That interview there was, I think the one with Chris I enjoyed the most. I've never met him before. He seems like an amazing guy. The sit down with Cameron Jack, it's just, those interviews were just unreal. And I sit there and I look, and I had one guy come up to me, and when I was talking to him, Michael West, I was talking to him, and he's like, you get to see your heroes. And he pointed at me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but, it's just, the stream team thing and like this whole movement thing has developed into something that it's just huge, and it's greater than just one person. It's greater than us. It's just, I don't think anybody's going to stop it right now. I truly don't. It's just, it's an amazing, truly amazing experience. And, we'll talk about, we'll talk about the Queen Right Dial in a little bit. I still am blown away with that. So yeah. Jason and I have some work ahead of us. That's good. It's good that, of what happened. So, but yeah.
What a cliffhanger. If you weren't there, Brian is just teasing.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to talking more about that, Brian, and kind of digging into some of our personal highlights, and then also bring in some special guests on tonight to kind of give their experience too. Bruce, what's the last couple of days been like for you post Bee Expo?
Well, I'm still tired, but I do want to say, you guys are my heroes over here. And Susie's the one that held your thing together, Greg. I have to say, it's pretty amazing over there.
Absolutely.
That's
incredible
so sweet.
what you guys all did as a family there, and Brian, you and your deal. And so, and Brian, I just must also give some props to Brian there on that video he did. There's been, if you just type in on YouTube, Bee Expo, there's all kinds of videos. A lot of different people did a really great job. But Brian put in, what was it, about 20 minutes, Brian? I felt like Brian, of all the videos I've seen, he kind of captured he just kind of, I don't know how you did it, Brian, but you did a phenomenal job with that. Just capturing all the different little aspects of your experience there. And it was actually quite similar to mine as well. So I feel like everybody did a great job, though. Everybody appreciate your videos. I didn't make a video this year, and I kind of wish I would have, but I really just didn't have any idea of what I wanted to do. And after I've seen some of the videos this year, I'm going to kind of try to, next year, hopefully I'll be able to put something together. But this year, I just kind of wanted to enjoy the conference without having to feel like I had to create content and try to get video footage of everything. I just wanted to kind of go and enjoy meeting all of you out here in the comment section. There's so many people on here that I can now kind of put a name with a face, and I got to meet you. You know, if you scroll through here and you don't have, your name and your actual YouTube channel names, I may not know what your name even is. I recognize, and I still may not remember, but at least I can kind of get an idea. I remember actually meeting you. I met so many people, so many wonderful people, and it is like a family reunion, like has been said a couple times here in the comment section. We've talked about that before. But I am absolutely tired. I'm still trying to recover. I don't know if as I get older, it's just like things like this, it's kind of weird. I don't feel like I'm very old, but then I do feel like I'm old after things like this. So, but anyway, it was great. I did watch one of the talks, but mostly I just kind of wandered around and just met people, and I did buy some things, and we may talk about that a little bit later. I'm not sure if we will or not. I got some stuff. Didn't buy a lot, but I did buy just a few things that I feel like I needed, and mainly just kind of hung out and got to know people. And also my wife and daughter came up with me. They were there one morning with me for a little while. Got to meet some people as well. So it was just a good experience all the way around. And it does feel like family. It's crazy how you see people's names here in the comments. You see people that you've maybe seen on YouTube, maybe never met before, kind of like Lawrence. I'd never met him before. I've seen a couple of his videos and probably going to watch more now because he's just awesome. But people like that and Chris Werner that, but they feel like you feel almost like them. Everybody just feels like family. So it's pretty neat. It's just a really positive, uplifting experience, and just seeing how all the companies that were there, the vendors, selling all that product and people being able to find what they wanted for discounted prices, man. It's just a unique situation, a unique experience that came in and Laurel put together up there.
Yeah, it's fun to, first dive into the 3-day aftermath, or however many days it's been. Let's see, I guess that was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days or so. It's been I don't even know what. It's hard to even know what day of the week it is, other than it's Stream Team Day. It's weird when our weekly calendars go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Stream Team, Thursday, Friday. So it's we were kind of hustling to get everything unpacked, and the studio kind of just slapped together tonight to be able to stream tonight. But it's been. How would you even explain the last 3 days or 4 days or however many days it's been? How would you explain that, Suze?
Well, it's been a lot of weather. We've had a lot of weather. Weather's been cold. No, actually, we've been hunkered down. I prayerfully planned for a Sunday to get my heart right. So I woke up the Sunday that we were leaving at 4:30 in the morning. And got in the Word and got my heart right where it needed to be, and was able to get home to see my babies, which aren't babies anymore, but still got home. And we agreed as a family that Monday was going to be our Sunday. So we took Monday off and Tuesday off, which was not planned, but we took Tuesday off.
And most of Wednesday,
and most of Wednesday, because we needed it, and that's how it's gone. So it was not planned that way, but sometimes there's greater plans than what I put on a calendar. So that's what we needed.
We needed a lot of rest. We'll be the first to tell you, if anyone thinks that we've got this whole thing figured out, that we're perfect and we're just let me tell you something, that, building the time periods building up to the expo, getting everything ready, being able to provide an entire semi-load of wax dipped equipment, done right with, beautiful boxes, to be able to fulfill all those, and then have a booth set up and all the things that actually go along with it. I'll be the first to say and I'm not looking for a pat on the back, but it is quite an enormous undertaking to do all that. But we're the type of folks where we dig in, we make it happen, we get it done, and it's a go, 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 go. If you know us well, you might have even seen a little bit of the stress on our faces as we're kind of working through all those things. We were having some terrible trouble with the Wi-Fi, and then the Shopify system, and all these systems not working at all. And so as we're trying to go through and take care of pre-orders, work through walk-up sales, work through all the inventory, and then be kind of crippled with the Wi-Fi, and then not wanting to tether to the phones and all these things, you can imagine the kind of stress and anxiety that can create. But we just kept working through it as a team. And we're just happy to be in the place that we are now with it. But it was absolutely exhausting. We're still young, but I'll be the first to admit, it's taken.
Are we considered young?
I think so.
Okay.
Early 40s seems pretty young. I think half of my beard on that side went gray, and the other half is turning gray after it. But it's just one of those things. We're so thankful for everybody, all the pre-orders, all the folks who took time out to visit with us, to stop by and chat with Susie, stop by, chat with us. It really meant so much. We're going to dig more into that a little bit later. But it is absolutely, to say it's exhausting is an understatement, but it's the kind of thing that you have to do to be able to put on that kind of an experience, and to put on that kind of a booth.
Yeah.
And I have been absolutely whipped. I mean, today is the first day I woke up where I was actually ready to get up and go and try to get some things done. And
then the wind blew you away.
And then it's been a lot going on here. So we are just ready. We're just now really feeling like we're back after it. So how many days is that? So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is, 4 days. It takes us about 4 days to recover from all that. But we are so thankful to everybody for all your support. You guys have been such a blessing to our family. So from all of us, we just want to say thanks. So before we get going with the rest of the chat, just wanted to say that. So the 3-4 days following the chat has been absolute exhaustion. Try to get caught up, try to hydrate, try to just let your body recover. One thing I did learn from an old timer, 85, 86 years old, who is still out here farming and digging in and just working sun up to sundown. I asked him, I said, Bill, what is your secret? How on earth are you able to nearly work circles around me at 86 years old? And he said, Greg, you've got to learn to listen to your body. So I've been trying to do better every single year on listening to your body when it's time to rest, when it's rest, when you're hurt and you're sore and things aren't going right. You got to listen to your body, take time for yourself. And boy, I tell you, it just, today was one of those days where there's a scripture where it says, hope deferred, it's hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when joy comes, it springs up like a well of life. How do you know when you're rested? Well, this morning I woke up and you could feel that joy just welling up on the inside. Now it's time to get going. Now it's time to do all the planning. Now it's time to
no, you're singing the song. Sing the song. Sing it. You were singing it for the kids.
Oh, don't make me sing in front of people.
Sing it.
No.
Sing it. I'm not going to sing it. You're going to sing it.
Shh, don't make me do that in front of people.
Yep. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Where? Down in my heart.
Come on, Greg.
Down in my heart. And so anyways.
And he's walking through the house singing.
Yeah.
And it's the first time in 4 days that Daddy's been able to sing to the kids because he was just exhausted.
Yep.
And that's okay.
And so the joy is welling back up, and we are back after it. But anyways, thank you for that musical interlude. That was good. I wasn't really
You're
planning
welcome.
on that. I would have had a key check or something first. But anyways, I wanted to. There were so many great things, guys, about the expo. I wanted to bring on a special guest and not have him here on so late because he's actually been at the expo the entire. He actually hasn't even left. He's still at the Bee Expo. It's absolutely an honor to bring in a blue ribbon winner, and I'm not talking just any old blue ribbon, but I'm talking about invention blue ribbon. Now, let's talk quiet. I think he might be sleeping. Let's not wake him up. Let's welcome to the Stream Team Beekeeping Chat, the one, the only, Jason Crook. Come on down. Wake up, Jason. Your mic's on mute. Wake up, join it. Look at this. He's sleeping. He's still at the expo. Jason, I don't know how you do it.
Where'd everyone go? Where'd everyone go?
Oh man,
Jason,
awesome.
I gotta tell you, Bruce, these guys, it is such an honor to know these guys. Brian and Jason have teamed up. See, look at
Good job.
that. He's got his
Look
name.
at
He's got his
that.
name tag on. Jason Crook and Brian Coper have teamed up, and they have a brand new invention that won a blue ribbon.
Blue ribbon.
And so, all of us here in the comments, the chat, let's give them a round of applause. There it is. Round of applause. Oh, I like that. 90s, old school.
Yeah. Good job.
Man, I'm so
guys.
proud of you guys and excited about the future. Jason and Brian, tell us about your blue ribbon experience. Jason, what's that been like for you?
Wow. Very humbling. And I'll tell you, the man in the middle over there who's not wearing his vest with his appropriate title should get all the accolades for the amount of work that he's put in helping me kind of get this to fruition, which came from a little idea and a lot of support last year. And now to bring it to where it is today, it's fantastic. So, kudos to Mr. Printastic over there. Captain Printastic he can work some amazing things on his machine behind his shoulder, and the support from the community. It was awesome. I mean, I was so excited to be able to put out something that was great to come to a small little idea, and Brian just kind of use his magic over there and bring it to fruition, and then to take it to this year's show with some enhancements that we put together and collaborated on with this past year and win a blue ribbon. It's so me. I'm still kind of in awe. I don't have a lot of words to express. I know Brian and I, we've talked probably every day since the conference on the way home, and just talking about 2024, what we can do to keep the momentum going, to keep getting more dials in people's hands, just supporting the community, beekeepers helping beekeepers. So really, I mean, it's an honor to be able to just come in front of the rest of the people that are out here watching and say thanks for all the support, thanks for buying a dial, thanks for just stopping by and listening to us, and give her a little pitch. Brian has a new title. It's Captain Sales-tastic now too, because I didn't know he had it in him. But I usually can talk. You guys know once you get me going, you have to cut me off. But Brian, man, when he got in that booth and he was doing the pitch, he was on it. He was on it. So I was very impressed. It was good, yeah. But I'm very humbled by the support. So definitely cool.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys kind of tell us a brief story of how this whole thing came about?
Yeah, we can give you kind of the timeline. Probably 2 years ago, probably now, about 2 years, right, Brian?
Yeah.
2 years ago, I reached out to him because I had this idea in my head. I was out in the apiary and said, there's got to be a way to track status of your colony quickly, that when you don't or not queen right, you can just glance over and go, I got to get back to that hive. Because that's the biggest issue in most hobby beekeeping areas is knowing what you saw, making the right notes in a notepad, or putting a brick on top of your hive, or writing on the lid, or commercial guys throw piles of dirt in the corners to know which one need queens, what don't need queens, which ones are problem hives. There's so many different ways as beekeepers we track that. And I said, there's got to be a consistent way to be able to do that. And so I reached out to someone who I knew at the time was doing some dabbling with the mini hives and various other 3D printing things, which was Brian. I said, Brian, I've got this kind of idea, but I really don't know how to bring it to fruition. And actually, I do have something cool to show.
Oh man, what's that?
Just poof.
I just have to share this, Brian. This was the first Queen Right dial.
Wow! Oh my God! With the big knob on it.
Look at the knob on it. This was the first Queenrite dial 2 years ago, and we refined it probably 10 times.
Yeah,
and then we put we made the dual dial. Brian had some great ideas there to help give us some more information, and we kind of migrated to the dual dial. And then we worked on building the mating dial, which was the biggest hit of the show. That actually sold out. I think we had, I don't know how many we brought, but everybody wanted one, and we still have pre-orders for more. So that's the cool part, yeah. But
yeah,
it's been an adventure. Brian, what else would you add?
No, it's been great. And I mean, Jason says, oh, I'm Captain Salestastic and all that kind of stuff, but it's teamwork. That's what it is. I mean, it's just like, I'll say it's just like a colony. It's teamwork that got us to where we're sitting at right now. And when I was down by Greg, I was down by your booth, and I got a text, and it said we got first place, and I was just like, what?
Wow.
So blown away, and I mean, then after that, we got a rush of people. There's some other news that'll be coming out, probably in the next few weeks, but there's some other people we're going to be working with, and it's been really great, to see, I mean, Jason has that very first dial there, to see that, and then to have this here in the packaging and see the reception that we got. Man, it was really something. So, like he said, I mean, we've been talking, and we're already like, man, we got to do this, and we got to do this. We're riding it, man. We're just gonna, we're gonna ride that energy with it, and it's like he said. I mean, it's an idea that has come to, it's ready for everybody, and no matter the scale, this product is just. It's great, It is.
Would you guys happen to have your demo board and give us a demonstration on the benefits?
I don't have my demo board on me. It's actually in the trailer. I didn't know I was going to be doing this evening, so I apologize. I would have whipped it out real quick, but I mean, if you want, I can speak to let Captain Salestastic give the pitch if you'd like. He's good at it now.
And so I won't open up this package, but so what we have with the dual dial is, and you can see on the right-hand side of it. Now, I think it's on the left-hand side of your screen, but the statuses that we have in there. So you have mated queen. There's 5 statuses, and the green, of course, that's what you want. Green is good. You have a mated queen. You have a light blue that's a swarm. You have a purple that's super seeger. Yellow is virgin queen, and red is no queen, no cells. So think of this more as a post inspection, where normally, like, you would take a notepad, like, I even there was one gentleman that Jason and I talked to, he used his phone, and he would record stuff and all that, where with this, you dial it to whatever status that, post inspection, you need to change this to. Now, let's say, and I'm going to turn this so that it shows us the status of where we should be at right now, because we should have a mated queen, and the red on the other side, that actually is the same exact coloring. Now, we did not include the Nature's Image Farm queen marking set, so we don't have pink and things like that in here, but this goes by all the marking pens, so you'll know by looking at this dial you have a mated queen, and of course she's from 2023. Well, let's say springtime comes and beekeepers, we don't ever have anything to do, so let's say that you end up finding, and Jason, I'm going to end up busting up a package.
That's right, there's plenty of packaging. You open that thing up.
Let's say you go in and you find that you see their swarm cells. So you can mark right on here, swarm cell. In the middle of this, there's a sticker now that, that is Jason's brilliant work right there. Throughout the sticker, there's an I, an F, and T on there. And in the bottom, you can mark a date. So the I, the F, and T being inspect, feed, or treat. So you could mark right on here when you have to perform that next task. Then you go back, you find your mated queen. You can adjust this dial here to mated. You can also turn your queen, your coloring. So this will be 2024, and I'm just destroying the package, so you can adjust that coloring to a 2024. So instead of having to mark on a lid, instead of having to stand up bricks, instead of having to do any of that, really this is just a quick tool that you could adhere anywhere. You could put it on the front of the hive body, you could put it on your lid, wherever you're comfortable, you could do this. If you have other products, and Jason, I'm giving a teaser. I'm not saying it, but I'm going to give a teaser for everybody.
Uh-oh.
If you have another product on the front of the lid, there might be some type of device or something coming that you could mount the queen right dial right onto that. So really, this eliminates all that record keeping. Now we have a mated dial also that I don't have one of those. On the mating dial, it fits. So let's say you have a mating dial and you truly find on the other side you have a status of no queen, no cells. Let's say then you drop a frame of eggs into that colony. On the mating dial, it's a similar disc. You have a plate that has numbers on it, days of the month. And then there's a top dial that has all of the developmental stages of a queen. So you have your eggs, you have graft, then you go through pupal, larvae, so you go through all of your developmental stages. That biology is biology. Queen development does not change. There's labeling on there also with DND being do not disturb. So like Jason said, a lot of new beekeepers, you get excited and you want to go in there and you want to look at things, but there might be critical times in the development of that queen where you truly should not touch that colony. When they're emerging, when they're going out and making their mating flights, there's just a time period where you should not touch it. And then in the dial also, it tells you also then, when you should have a confirmed mated queen. Now that fits right onto this. So if you were to take this pie, or I think a few people called it a martini glass, if you take that off, you could put that plate, the mating dial, right onto here. So all the pieces are interchangeable and it's a complete marking system. So you'll know just by glancing down the row, like somebody at my scale, 13 colonies, you'll know just by looking down, like what I would tell people, if I don't see green, I'll know I have an action that I have to perform in that colony. So it eliminates, any really real guess like, man, was that the colony that I did this to? Last year I had 2 colonies with 2021 queens. Even with 13, do you remember how old your queens are in all of your colonies? No, I don't. So this is truly, it's a wonderful tool that starting even out the gate, if you're a new beekeeper, and I see hashtag Brian 20 in there, Jason, yeah, right. Oh boy, look at this. Truly, if you're a new beekeeper and you're overwhelmed with, how am I going to keep track of things? This right here makes it easy. We even, Jason and I spoke to one commercial guy that he said literally every off season, one of the tasks that him and his staff would do is they would repaint all their covers, because throughout the season they're so marked up, and that way it's just a job that they do. He's going to purchase some of these. They'll no longer have to do that. You put these on there and everything is good. Jose, Jason had a wonderful conversation with Jose Uribe, and Jose has actually run into problems where, all the information, like a lot of commercial guys do, they write on the lid, and he's actually had it where multiple lids are taken off and they put the wrong lid on the wrong colony. So, then you're losing money because, developmental wise, You're thinking you're going to go into one colony and find this, and nope, it's wrong. It's off. So this system here is like a complete, more or less post-inspection reporting system that we want to see across the states. I know we even have some of these probably going international. So it's just it's an amazing tool.
Yeah. And Brian, and I'll tell you, the cool part is it's as we realize in talking to so many people at the expo that this is not for everyone, right? It's not a silver bullet. It's not. Some people want to stay with the system that they've used, specifically using the Queen Right Dial status tracking side, right? They may not need that. They may not feel they want that, and that's fine. But then they were intrigued to look at the mating dial and the demonstration we had where we had fixed the dial to a block of wood and said, look, it's a great thing to have in your back pocket. It's like being able to do that quick calculation and actually tell people how much time is left, when they should stay out of their hive, when they have queen cells or eggs. That's really the point. Is it's a tool for everybody universally, how they want to use it, how they want to embrace the tools. Yeah. So.
I was talking to maybe both of you guys. First of all, you guys are both great salesmen. It's not like either one of you has an advantage in the sales pitch there. You guys did a great job. So I'll listen to both of you presenting, and you guys both did a great job. United team there. You guys did a great job. But I can see this, you think about something, for example, the Beetle Blaster. About an hour and a half from here, the guy that invented the Beetle Blaster, the Cutts Beetle Blaster, Mr. Lawrence Cutts, he's passed away now, I believe, but he had a dream and a vision, and now look at what kind of a product that is. I could truly see this Queen Right Dial, your system, in all the major bee vendors and all the different stores, all over the place. And it really is. You guys are set up, I think, for a lot of success. Mm-hmm. And it's just I think we as a community really appreciate you guys just being willing to stick your neck out and put the work in to invent something like this. And it's going to help a lot of people. And, and from what you guys are talking, there's new innovations of products coming along. So you can continue to tweak and improve and add new things to that. So there should always be an opportunity for you guys to progress and move forward. And you guys, the sky's the limit. You guys are going to have a tremendous success with this. And I just applaud you for that. Who's got the blue ribbon?
I do currently. Yeah, I have to pull that out of the trunk. I've got a lot of stuff still to unpack. It's been a pretty busy last few days, and travel uneventful as I would like.
Yeah, I wonder how you guys figured out who was going to take that home.
Somebody get it weekdays and someone get it weekends. Or what's the custody of this?
We're going to get it framed on that board. I did. It was funny because, and I'm not trying to boast or anything necessarily, but that honey show, I had a ton of entries in the honey show, and I walked out with a couple of ribbons, but that was the one I was most proud of. I mean, when I walked in there and I saw, a barbecue sauce with a second place ribbon on it, and then I turned the corner and saw that blue ribbon sitting on Queen Right Dial, I didn't even care what else I got and any of the other ribbons and all the other entries. It was so exciting. I was like texting Brian immediately. I was like, I can't believe this. So it's just so neat to see something like, get the accolades that it got, and it's humbling. So, yeah.
Well, it's well deserved. You guys did a great job. It takes something special to be able to have an idea, whatever that it might be, and then do the things that actually puts it out there, and then get it into some hands of some folks to have it go through all kinds of scrutiny, and then to get it into a place to where you're ready to go show and present it, and then actually have it show and take first place. It is an incredible accomplishment. So we just want to let you guys know how proud we are of you guys and how excited we are for your guys' future and the future of Queen Right Dial. So it's absolutely amazing. We're real proud of you guys.
Congratulations.
Thanks for all the support.
Thank you.
You bet. I want to thank Castle Hives for the $20 super chat. Brian, thank you, sir.
I can't even spell Stream Team right on there. So
that's okay.
Look at that. It's, you know what? That's how you spell
you said team.
There you go. And then I want a big shout out to Carol J. McCarthy Logsden for your $25 super chat. We really appreciate you. Carol says, congratulations. It was a pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you, Jason, for letting me use your chairs. And Susan, was a blessing to meet you. and talk with you.
Aw. Awesome.
You know, it's amazing because you guys are just an example of what was going on out everywhere. You know, you had several kind of new products out there. I think if one thing this conference is really, and this is one of Cayman's primary goals with this, is to help create innovation, networking, to help just get people thinking into the future. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, a local guy here in Alabama today, he runs a Facebook page, and he put a poll on there, you know, for Alabama beekeepers, and he said basically, and he understands a lot about bees. He's been around bees probably his whole life, but he said if we're going to present beekeeping information, how would you want to do it? He had one of the polls, and the first thing was YouTube. The second one was like podcasts, and then he had like core classes, about 4 different categories. And YouTube was by far the biggest category where people want to learn, and I think the reason for that is because you can just take it with you anytime. You can watch it anytime. You don't have to go to a place. You don't have to sit down and listen to a teacher. You can take it at your own pace. And so I may get together with him a little bit and just get some ideas and bounce some ideas off maybe some future videos. But anyway, it's just kind of cool to see, you know, the innovation. And I think a lot of it is just the attitude of, you know, it's the creation mindset, a creator mindset there. I think beekeepers are kind of that way anyway. You know, you kind of have a innovative mindset, and then, you know, you add that together with people who are willing to go out and to get it done. And you guys have done a great job. But there's other products there too as well. You know, we had a chance to do a little interview with the Simple Comb people, and it's kind of similar about last spring. And I think they had an idea. I guess they'd probably been working on it a while, and now they've come up with something. And there's just, I mean, even some hive tools that Brian and I got. We got those forged hive tools. There's all kinds of stuff there that was just kind of, you know, you have all the basics. Yeah, there it is. You have all the basics, all the products that have been around and stood the test of time from the day of Langstroth. And then you have people coming up with new ideas to make things, you know, more efficient and easier. Mm-hmm. And so it's just kind of a neat thing to see. And without an opportunity like this, with something like the expo, it's very difficult to get exposed, you know, to get your stuff out there so people can see it. But when you got 3,000 people plus the vendors or however many total were there, everybody's walking around looking at everybody's stuff, man, the ideas, it's just the light bulb comes on in all different directions. I mean, you know, you got the Propola boxes, Greg, that you've been working with Premier on, the Endura hives. I mean, you could just list product after product after product after product. The honey stick machines, just all the stuff. I mean, anyone who went knows that there were just all kinds of different products there, innovative things, even different types of hives that people have invented and tried to advance and make things better. And so that's really what it's all about. And it's just really a great opportunity. You know, how hard would it have been for you guys had you not met via YouTube and via the conference I mean, would you have ever been able to do that? You guys met through this whole movement. Mm-hmm. And now because of that, there's a new product, and that's just one of many, I think, that are to come. So I thought I just want to applaud you guys, but not just you guys, everybody else out there who is out there doing it right now. I just got to think of something because, you know, Greg and Susie, you guys have the business, all the stuff you're doing, and Brian and Jason, now you guys have a product that's going to probably, you know, be everywhere, and I'm just out here just hanging along for the ride. So I got to think of something.
No, you're awesome, Bruce, and Bruce's blessings are exactly what everybody needs. So don't downplay that.
You could always sell Atlanta Braves hats.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean the Braves.
I heard there was a coaching position opening up.
There is a coaching. Maybe I'll apply for that position. I don't think so. Yeah, you know, the GOAT retired today, so the Crimson Tide is going to be in search of a coach, and they're going to land on their feet and be successful for a long time. I think they will, but you know, there's just never been anybody else quite like Nick Saban, and so we're going to miss him. But you know, he's done a tremendous thing for us down here, and we're grateful for all the years he spent up in Tuscaloosa. So I think Jason, your favorite team has a lot of prior Alabama players on that team, I believe, don't they?
Do. So, and the Dogs too, as well. So
yes, sir.
A little bit of both, but I don't know how that's working out for us quite yet. Well, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, it's been a little rough the last few games, but anyway, we won't get off on a football tangent. But anyway,
go ahead, Bruce.
Well, I want to encourage folks, you know, once again, go on to the if you didn't make it to the conference, even if you did, you know, go on to YouTube and just type in Bee Expo and just watch the videos on there. There's some really good ones, some really short ones, some really long ones. But I truly encourage you. I'm going to give Brian a plug here to watch his video. It really caught I don't know, Brian, I don't know if you made it into the actual speakers, but as far as the actual feel for the conference, Brian talked to all kinds of people, just a total overall, the vibe that I got with the music and the way he put it together, it just really captured the feeling of the conference. He put together the type of video I want to put together if I'd have made one. And so he did a great job with that video. So Brian, kudos to you with that as well. You did a great job. And like I said, there's several videos, really good videos out there. So I think if you missed it, or even if you were there, I just encourage you to go to YouTube and type that in and just watch some videos out there. Everybody did a good job. I can't even begin to name everybody who did some videos because there's so many, and I might leave somebody out. But so anyway, but that's anyway.
I'm going to try to find my way out of this expo center. I'm still kind of lost, so there's not many.
Jeremy Lindsay, paging you. Jeremy Lindsay, paging to the expo floor. Jeremy Lindsay.
Yep.
Bohemia Bees needs an escort out of the building. Jason, thanks for jumping on with us tonight to share a little bit about your blue ribbon experience there. We really appreciate what you guys are doing at Queen Ride at Bohemia Bees. You guys are awesome, and we really appreciate you being a part of this community. And thanks for jumping on with us tonight. We appreciate you, Jason.
Yeah, thanks for all the support. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you.
See you, man.
I want to give a quick shout out. We haven't really had a lot of time to be on to share our experience yet, to put any kind of a video out, or really even very many photos. And so I do want to shout out some folks.
I think I took 2.
Izzy thankfully took some photos. I think I took 2. One of them was accidentally of my feet. Ain't nobody want to see that. But it was just one of those things where we were just so in the groove and just head down the line. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But we had the honor of meeting so many folks, and I do want to give a shout out to Rob Pollock over at La Robbie's. Yep. He's already released several really good videos of their experience getting set up. Of course, we kind of had a collaborative booth that just was absolutely mayhem.
I look like the people on the airport runway. I was like this in the video. I'm thinking, what am I doing?
Just directing traffic, and
I'm just telling them, where were we told that we're allowed to go and not go?
Yeah, it was neat. So check out the La Robbie's YouTube channel. There's a lot of great videos. There's a fun little video of Rob and I sitting down talking about some things too. There's a video of Rob and Cayman, and also how Rob and them were setting up their booth and some more things like that too. So definitely check that out. Also, a fun interview to check out. We will be posting these to our socials too, so you guys can check them out. But Curtis Winters, the junior beekeeper, stopped by the podcast booth, and he was a big help getting our booth set up and things like that, or working pre-orders. And so check out Curtis Winters, junior beekeeper YouTube channel. Him and I sat down at our booth and talked to him a little bit. That was a lot of fun. And then there was some next gen beekeepers who also have YouTube channels who will be putting some videos out there too. Bennett Apiaries. So as these videos kind of come up, we will be sharing them to our Facebook group and our socials just to help get the word out on those two. So again, I want to give a big shout out to those channels, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of those. If you caught video of us, if we're somehow in your video, be sure to tag us either on YouTube or on Facebook so we can see it too. We didn't even venture outside of the trade show. At the very end of the day, on the last day, I went outside because somebody said that the Stream Team and Propola and the Nature's Image Farm logos were on the big 20-foot screens. And so I kind of wanted to go out and see what that was about. So I snuck out real quick to check that out. Other than that, we didn't get a chance to get out and see the whole world or see the speakers or any of that kind of thing. So if you snagged any photos with us, videos, or if our booth is in any of your shots, we would love it if you would tag us on Facebook or the socials so we can kind of see what it looked like through your perspective. That would be awesome. I do want to give a very big shout out to we all have things that meant a lot to us about this Bee Expo, but I really want to give a hats off and a most heartfelt thank you to the one and only Jeremy Lindsay, Randy Southard, Chris Medeiros, Josh Hager, and Steve Amos. If I left your name out, I'm sorry, but you fellas were so helpful with us getting in, getting out, getting to the dock, getting off the dock, getting doors open, all the things. I just really want to say thank you. We really appreciate you guys more than you ever know. I know the job that you were doing was, often thankless and things like that. But you guys, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. So thanks again for everything that you guys do behind the scenes to make something like this run smoothly. And I do also want to give a shout out to our very good buddy, Tennessee Tim McCandless. Tim, if you're listening, we missed you there, buddy. It was not the same without you. And we were thinking about you, and hope you're on the mend and feeling okay. Look forward to seeing you next year. So Tennessee Tim, it wasn't the same without you, but hope you're doing well, buddy. So, guys, it's one of these things where this community is so tight knit. When someone's not there, you kind of feel it. Yeah. You kind of pick up on that. And we always enjoyed having Tim around. There were so many, I think one of the fun things for us is there were so many folks who would stop by the booth just to chat, just to say hi. Just to say thank you. Susie, what was that like for you, kind of to have a little bit of time to just fellowship with some of the folks there at the expo?
I so enjoyed it. Those few moments that I was able to take and talk to people that were willing to stop by, come over, and made me feel like home. I brought my special counter to stand behind, because that's where I stand behind in this very room. And it was special to me. And I brought a piece of my home to feel comfortable. So a lot of our community, a lot of our people from home came and actually came to the expo, came up and said hi, and made me feel like I was at home. And people that I had never met and was just meeting that day came up and took time with me, and I was so thankful. I was thankful for everybody that came up to the booth, with or without the crazy eyes or the overwhelmed, smile. And sometimes I forget to fix my face and smile when I feel overwhelmed. So if I was not smiling at you, it's not because I didn't want to. I might have just needed to breathe, and I had to remember to breathe. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and that you came up to the booth and either said hi or came around and gave me a big old hug on the neck or a pat on the back. I just appreciate each and every one of you coming up, and you too, Roy.
There's so many. The fun part is we've got we brought so many. I said we didn't bring them. We didn't pack them in the semi on the way here.
No, I wish I could have.
But there were, I can't tell you, all of our learning yard folks. There had to been 12, 15, 20 folks that were our familiar faces that are here every other weekend.
It was so nice to have.
I gotta say,
there.
It's fun seeing everyone that we see every single year.
Yeah.
But it's so hectic, and there's so much commotion. It is so much chaos at the Bee Expo. To have all the familiar faces just be there, it does something good for your soul. And so for all of you who all of our Ohio crew, our learning yard family, it meant so much to us to have you there, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Some of we're going to have to probably put to work next year on the sales floor. Wink, wink, Roy Adams. Some of these folks know these products so well in and out. We're going to put them to work there. So be careful getting too close. We'll give you a job. But that was pretty cool. So I want to take just a minute just to thank everybody for that. There was there was a lot of great things, but one of the things that really meant a lot to me, and this is going to get maybe a little bit personal. I'm trying not to get too choked up about it, but if you guys have picked up on the last year or so specifically, we've been a little bit more open with our faith walk, and that's not really easy for a lot of folks to do. And one of the most what I noticed this year was the outpouring of love from pastors and folks of faith who wanted to come up to just say thank you for being you, and sharing your faith, that it meant a lot to them. So for all of you, all the pastors out there, all the folks, the men and women who are walking that line, who are walking out their faith daily, that took time to come say hello, we just want to say how much we love you and appreciate you. God bless you all. It meant so much to us that you would take the time out to just come by and say hi. So we just wanted to again say thank you for that. That was a lot of fun. And I'm going to put him on the spot there. There's a fella who's not going to want to get put on the spot there. I got to say, am I going to get in trouble if I?
I don't know. I don't know who you're going to say.
I'll never forget his name, but David Bueno Martinez. If you are watching this, we so enjoyed
such a blessing.
Your company and your conversation. He prescribed you something special for after the conference, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He prescribed this mama of Minnie a spa day. And I told him I don't exactly know what that means because I've not been to a spa since I was, which child did you buy me a spa day with? I was pregnant with number 3.
Well, we only have 7, so let me think here.
I think it was like 15 years ago. So I said, so maybe it's like a polar dip in the pond. I don't really know what that's going to be looking like for a prescription.
Polar dip in the pond.
Yeah, I said, well, I'll take it. So it actually ended up being a few days of just rest, and it was good. It was really good. I've gotten to catch up and feel like I can.
We're going to have a talk with the CEO of Nature's Image Farm and see if can't find some way to give the CFO a retreat here, maybe a little spa day away. Because I got to tell you before we get going with this conversation that there's no way in the world that I could have done this booth without you. There is no I in team. What we tried to pull off, what we've tried to do as a family with this farm, there's no way I could do it without you. And that conference there were so many things that were going wrong internally with technology and with systems that it was just you were what held that thing together. And I just want to say thanks for your steadfast support over and over and over and over and over again, and being there to see that thing through. There's no way I could have done it without you.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
I'll make you dinner tonight. Pizza rolls, chicken nuggets, you name it. I'm your guy.
The little kissy heart emoji, you guys can just.
Oh, and that's sweet. Bruce, I want to thank you for your $20 super chat. Brian, Bruce can spell Stream Team, right?
I know.
Yes, he can.
I just did a quick glance through there. It was like a spell check. I was hoping that he would have messed something up.
I probably had to type it 3 times, but I did get it in there.
We won't keep throwing up your comment just to show everybody. We won't keep doing that to you. We won't do that. But you guys are awesome.
I was hoping with mine that I would get like a Southern coaching job because I'd be like, y'all, I'm part of the Stream Team.
That's funny.
Hey, can we do some show and tell? Brian got to do show and tell.
Absolutely, Bruce. Bruce, this is your rodeo, cowboy. Whatever you want to show.
Okay, so I didn't buy as much stuff as I bought last year. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. But I bought some Hive Alive. I'm going to try some global patties with the 4% that I've heard is pretty good. So, however, I did have first of all, I'm going to try and do some queens this year. So,
ooh,
nice.
Yay, that's awesome.
So I bought a queen ring kit from Easy Peasy. Is that what they're called?
Nice.
But it's got the kit. It's got everything in it. It's got the bars here for your frame.
Nice.
You can attach them. It has all the little cages. It's got the little JZB. What are they? JZBZ cups and everything. The marker and some Chinese hive tool or graphing tool things in there.
Wow.
Everything you need to make 30 queens, supposedly. I think it's 30, something like that. And also, this is like a little queen catching thing he also makes at Easy Peasy, I think it's called. So, yeah, it is Easy Peasy. So I had a nice chat with him. Great guy. And so check him out online. He's got this kit that just comes with everything you need in it. So I just recommend you do that. Cool. And he actually, I think he just gave me this. It's like a really simple little grafting table. You put your frame in here somehow. I haven't, and it just holds the frame up to graft from. So, but in the spirit of that, a gentleman approached me. I think I was over at the Easy Peasy Tape. I think this was his name is Mr. Larry Audette, Audet. I'm not sure how you say Audette or Audette. I think he's from, I hope I don't butcher this. I think he's from South Carolina, North Carolina, but super nice guy. And he said, hey, look, he's like, I've got something I want you to have if you're going to try and make queens. And I don't have this put together right now, but this is a beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a little thing up here to hold your, I think your hive tools. And down here, of course, is a place where you can put your frame in there. I don't have it all put together, but this is a little, well, it's a beautiful table. He just said, I want you to have it. So he gave it to me. He has a new one he showed me that is also very nice. He said, I use this for about a year, but I'd like you to have it. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to turn that down.
That's cool.
So we got that arranged. I also went over and I got the folks at Simple Comb, who we actually did a little interview with on the stream team. They gave me a just to try again. I tried it last year, but the bees, it wasn't at the best time of the year. The Simple Comb system here. So be looking for the video to come out on Greg's channel possibly pretty soon about the Simple Comb folks. Really neat people. Mm-hmm. His Nick and I think his daughter, what's her name? Was it Melanie? I can't. Anyway, the Simple Comb folks, super cool, neat people with a new innovation. Mm-hmm. That was just they're doing some good things too, and I actually I didn't bring it with me, but I've got a little finished cartridge of Simple Comb that they gave me. It looks beautiful, comb honey, and of course I can't leave out the. If you saw the videos, a lot of them had a picture of this. The beautiful Endura Hive wax dipped. Yeah. Straight from Premier Beekeeping Company or Premier Bee products or whatever, and with my Bruce's bees on there, the Propola box. And Greg, this would be a great opportunity to explain what a Propola box is for those who may not know.
Yeah, Bruce, it was a lot of fun. We've been working with Premier for this is going on the third year with an enormous amount of research behind the art of propolis. One of the great honors, I think, in this beekeeping career is to work with Marla Spivak and her research on the propolis envelope. What Premier has done is actually taking the research and the science, actually brought it to the market with this new propola box. Within that box, they are mimicking the natural bee tree by texturing the inside of a box. Now, this is not just roughing up a box. This is not just a bent tooth on a bandsaw that creates lines. These lines are scientifically designed to increase the propolis envelope inside of a hive. What we have already seen so far with our testing is unbelievable on how much propolis those bees are actually putting inside of those hive bodies. We had those on display for the first time ever. They debuted at the Bee Expo, and it was an overwhelming response about the importance and the necessity of those boxes. So for us, it's an honor to partner with Premier to provide the only wax dipped boxes by Premier using propola. You talk about you take one thing great and make it better. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. So for us, it was
a propola box, and then what is your addition to it? It's the wax dipped, and that is called the
right there. So Bruce is showing it, the Endura Hive wax dipped line by Nature's Image Farm. Those boxes are built to endure. You talk about no paint, no rot, no hassle, boxes that last a very long time. There are a lot of different wax compositions on the market. There's a lot of different ways to actually dip boxes, but none of them are done like this. We're using the latest technology, the most premium waxes that no one is really doing. It's really expensive. It takes a lot to do it that way, but what you have is a box like you've seen right there, Bruce. Very clean, very neatly done boxes with the most premium, highest quality wax that's available that leads to the most impregnated, best protected box inside and out. It's absolutely gorgeous. It was an honor for us to not only assemble, but also wax dip all of those boxes for all the YouTubers. It was a lot of fun to do that. And, what we've done here as a family is our wax dipping services have been recognized. And what folks will say, the industry leaders in wax dipping for the market. We've been ramping up production. We've been ramping up what we do here as a family. And we're really excited to have a secret launch of that product at the Bee Expo, which is the EnduraHive wax dipped line of products by Nature's Image Farm. You're going to see a lot of folks, a lot of distributors start to carry that line. We do all that in-house, and it's a really great way to get boxes that are going to last a long time. You're going to spend money, you're going to spend time on equipment, but one thing a lot of folks tend to forget is that boxes that are painted, they need maintenance. You can't just paint a box once and throw it out in the yard and expect it to last. Typically, an average lifespan of a box is really no more than about 5 to 7 years tops, and that's going to require painting on that equipment every 2 to 3 years to keep them fresh. The difference between a wax dipped box and a painted box that's been regularly maintained and painted, the average lifespan for a standard bee box is really no more than about 7 years, 10 years if you're really lucky. But that's not actually taking care of the inside of the box. Wax dipping dips and protects the box inside and out, meaning you're not going to have latent decomposition. You're not going to have later rot. You're not going to have inside corners that are going to rot and splay open that you normally do see. It's going to stop those fungal opportunities. It's going to stop spores from penetrating into those wood fibers because they're actually dipped inside and out. A lot of folks don't have trouble with American foul brood or things of that nature, but a dipped box also helps to prevent those spores, bacteria, things from actually penetrating and residing inside the wood fiber because of that wax coating. The wax is not just an exterior coating, however. We expel the water out, and that moisture is pushed out of the capillary action, out of the wood fiber, and then it actually is drawing in high quality microcrystalline wax only right inside of the wood fiber to the complete fiber saturation point of the wood. Long story short, that's a bunch of long words. This is a complicated scenario, but what it means is that we are using the best wax that's out there. No paraffins, no paraffin blends, and we're doing it in a way that's going to provide a very long-lasting box that you're never going to have to paint. No rot, no paint, no hassle. I said this a million times. These boxes are built to endure, and so we're really excited about it. Stay tuned to our website, naturesimagefarm.com, for more information. Right now, you can see kind of the features and benefits that are out there. If you have any questions, hit that about us, hit the contact us, and shoot us a message. But keep an eye out at naturesimagefarm.com for the EnduraHive wax dip line of bee equipment.
That's awesome, Greg. And I've got one more thing I wanted to talk about here. I got this because I was able to participate in the Stream Team live beekeeping chat.
There it is.
Interviews. I got one of these.
Look at that.
On the back is
but there's more.
One of the first.
Oh.
Stream Team mugs.
Rare edition. Very, and if you'll notice, for folks who, folks have seen our mugs for a while, you would have the standard tree kind of scenario.
Yeah.
But what's special about these is we made these cups specifically and specially for this event, and so you'll see the difference. We've incorporated the lighthouse into our logo, and at the bottom it says "Be the Lighthouse." So it's a real special way to kind of just show folks who we are and have it in mug format. And of course, you got these three handsome fellas. I mean, who wouldn't want to drink coffee out of that, right, Bruce?
Well, I mean, minus the guy in the red hat, probably.
Yeah, that Atlanta Braves hat gets them every single time, doesn't it?
But yeah, I was really impressed. I'm kind of jealous because I've got so many boxes that are just old and falling apart, and then I'd like to have about, like 300 of these kind of boxes, but I don't. But I'm going to try and slowly build up as I can. But I do want to say I do have plans. I just brought this one up here for show and tell because it's the one that has all the fancy letters and stuff on it. But I did buy another one of these Propola boxes, and then from you guys, and I also bought a couple of the just maybe mediums as well. Now they're not the EnduraHive, but just your medium supers, and from the Premier bee boxes, and so the Pura boxes they're called, and so the Pure Hive boxes. And so what I plan, I've also got a lid from you, and so I need to get a bottom for it, and then I'm going to maybe just put a colony of bees in there this spring if I have any left when we get through the winter, and just let them grow and just see what happens. I mean, I've got a lot of bees that are crashing right now, but hopefully we're going to get enough through the winter to be able to to still do some videos and still have some bees alive. But anyway, so I plan to put a nice, maybe strong nuke or even a full strength hive in here and just kind of follow that through the season, and we'll see what happens. So there's a little spoiler for those who are on here, kind of what one of the topics of my spring or the upcoming year is to kind of put some bees in the Endura hive and see how it goes throughout the summer and throughout the year. So that's kind of my goal. So I bought the entire set minus the bottom board because Greg was out of bottom boards. Everybody was buying those things up. So
yeah, when you plan for that big of a conference and all the things, I mean, I can't tell you how many late nights that we had and trying to think, okay, what needs to go through the dip tank? What else do we need an extra 70 or 80 of this, or do we need an extra 100 of this or that? But one thing that we're really excited about, stay tuned to the Nature's Image Farm.com, and you're going to see all these products available. If you missed out on getting any of the EnduraHive wax dipped line of products at the show, we're going to have them available on our website, including, if you missed out on the Stream Team mugs,
I do think we have a few left.
I think we're going to have just a couple left. Maybe we'll put them on there. We'll use some for giveaways. What I like about these cups is I like the size. I've got some big Duker.
I like that your name's on it because my Sharpie was.
Yeah, she puts it so I don't drink out of everyone else's coffee cup. What I like about it is the size. It's about a regular 12-ounce mug, and what I like about it is it's not too big. It's just the right size where. Yeah, that's what I like at about 11 or 12 ounces at a time. I just like it. It's a nice collector size too, where it doesn't take up a ginormous amount of room. So the size to me is absolutely perfect. So if you're interested in that, take a trip to nature'simagefarm.com here soon. You're going to see a lot more. We've got so much exciting stuff to share about EnduraHive wax dipped, the Stream Team, all these things here as the season kind of unfolds. But guys, it's just what a blessing it was to be able to release so many awesome products all at the same time. We had Queen Right Dial showing up in a big way, taking the blue ribbon. We had our friends over at La Robbie's with the INSTANTVAP compact model that came out and just blew the socks off of everybody, and they sold out. Absolutely awesome. The EnduraHive wax dip line with our secret launch with Propola. I don't think there will never be an expo quite like that. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun to keep pushing and keep making these expos the best that we possibly can. There was a question there about the interview with Mrs. Marla Spivak. You will notice we will start having some interviews start to release over the next coming weeks, and probably one a week from there on. We were absolutely honored to sit down with Lawrence from Black Mountain. We had Cayman Reynolds. We had Blake Shook. We had Richard Noel. We had the one and only Chris Werner. We had Mr. Ed. We had Marla Spivak. Who am I forgetting, fellas? We had a cameo appearance by Deidre and Lisa from the Grammys Midwife YouTube channel.
Cameron
so that
Jack.
was really cool. And we had Dr. Cameron Jack, who threw a bombshell out on the latest with OA. So there was some incredible information that he let go in front of a mic that was really exciting and is just, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get all that out. We had a different approach this year, guys, didn't we, with the Stream Team chat that was a lot more organized and intentional. What'd you think?
I loved it. I actually have to weigh in and say I had it on my notes because I take notes for everything so I don't forget what's supposed to be in my brain. And I actually noted that I loved the schedule because it was allowing me to know when I didn't have you.
Oh, did you miss me?
I had to share you.
Oh,
so.
No, I'll say one thing that we did this year that really helped out was that schedule, just because
sure did.
Last year, I think on that Saturday, we were like 5 hours straight. It was just, one after another, after another, after another. And this year, the schedule got kind of shifted a little bit here and there and whatever, but things happen. But yeah, that worked out really well. And, I noticed there were even some people that were walking out front and they were waiting at like certain times when they saw the schedule, who was going to be there. So that was awesome. It gave people a chance where, you can watch, like when Marla was there, you could watch them give a talk in front of 800 people or however many were in the rooms, but you could stand right there when we were interviewing them. So yeah, that was awesome.
What was cool about it is there's a lot of folks. We have our normal. There's nothing normal about our group of beekeepers like Yappy and Mike Berry, and there's nothing normal about those guys or us. But what we thought was fun is rather than do like our typical stream team group, we want to take the opportunity to kind of get a little bit different of a perspective from some of these folks that were going to be exclusively at the expo, folks that traveled from England and France and all over the place. That would be neat to spend time and kind of have a stream team approach with them. So that was a lot of fun. So if we left you out on the interviews, we could have done interviews all day long because we really couldn't have streamed them live because of the internet bandwidth. You put that many people in one place, there is just no bandwidth. So we would have had a secure private line for that, and that would have been a whole different thing. But wow, what's this? This is a big deal. Wow. Bohemia Bees, Jason Crook just gifted 5 Nature's Image Farm channel memberships. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like a huge deal. Brian, what are we looking at here?
What that does is you look on here, and the Beehive Homestead was gifted a membership. Oh, Justin Johnson, Redfish, Flower Street, that's Brian, and welcome to Redneckistan. I love that. I love that name right there. I love that. Welcome to Redneckistan.
It's not like we're wearing plaid and have. Well, never mind. I'll stop there.
Yeah. That's look great. At that. That basically it. I don't know how it selects it, but you do have the ability. If you go into the monetization on there, you can gift memberships.
Oh, that was awesome.
Wow, that's Jason, Bohemia Bees. Thank you for doing that. We are. You'll start to see some changes with our YouTube channel, our podcast, our membership perks. As some time unfolds from here, we're going to start doing some things to incentivize folks and to reward them for spending time with us. So it's going to be. I'm going to be excited to see how that happens. For everyone who's a current member on our YouTube channel, man, we really appreciate you. We're thinking about doing some membership exclusive chats and some talks and things like that. Our brains are just in overload mode. There were so many awesome folks who we spent time with, who we met at the expo, and we want to continue that sort of intimate relationship with them and just say thanks for subscribing and also being a membership in that membership role for the channel. I've got to, fellas, before we're nearly an hour and 22 minutes. We're kind of now known for keeping it short and sweet at around an hour and a half. We don't go on for hours and hours and hours. But there was a couple comments there. I got to give a couple quick shout outs. We are going to get to this back shelf. Can I point here? Yeah, we're going to get to this back shelf. Not today, but we're going to take time to put everyone's honey on display and announce. I want to thank everybody who took the time to bring honey to us and lay it out on the podcast booth tables. That is so awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing all those honeys in all these videos. You guys are so awesome. There was a comment from our good friend, Mr. Kodiak Lee, and he said, looks like there's a new honey on display, and there certainly is. I got to give Lee a shout out. He was such an amazing hand for our friends at Horizontal Bees. It was great seeing Lee around and doing all those things. Got to give a shout out to, of course, Larabie's. They were right next to us. You put 2 ultra dynamic booths right next to each other. You are sorting through chaos constantly, and so I really appreciate them and appreciate you and
they
our
let
team
me
for
spin
just
my
working through
plates, and they spun their plates, and we just enjoyed all the plates together.
I just got to say, I had a couple of personal items that I kind of stashed by there behind everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes I had to just wait by the entrance because it was so busy I couldn't get in there. There was so many people running back and forth, and you guys were kind of sharing that booth space, and both very busy booths, and that was really neat. And Rob's just a great guy, great customer service over there, and I believe in his products as well. I've got 2 of them now, actually, the 2 different I've got all 3 of them, actually. I've got the original
Yeah.
with the plug, I've got both of the INSTANTVAPs and just tremendous products. But and then of course you had you guys there together. Plus you had Hives for Heroes across the way, and then also you had Premier right there. So it's quite coming into that conference center or into the trade show. They were just right there at the main entrance were those 4 dynamic booths, and there were just there were booths all over the place. But it was you guys were right there in the middle of all the traffic, and people were just hanging out there. So it was really just awesome to see both of your stacks just get smaller. Like started with big tall stacks, and then just got smaller and smaller and smaller as the products got bought. And that was a lot of different vendors there had the same thing happen. Just products were just disappearing and stacks were getting smaller. Less stuff to take home than you brought, which is the goal, right?
Absolutely. That's always handy. It seems like we've created such an amazing community of beekeepers and product creators and manufacturers and producers. It just you put all of us together. There is such an energy with all that, and so people are drawn to that. And so when you have us and Larabie's, our friends at Premier Bee Products right next to us, Hives for Heroes, there is such a beautiful dynamic with that. And then of course you have buddies that can, no matter what you do, you can't put everybody in the same spot, but big shout out to Terry Chapman, his entire team at Guardian Bee Apparel. I love those guys so much. We're big believers of who they are as people, who they are as a family, what they represent, what they stand for, and their products. We're absolutely honored to be the only distributor right now for them in Ohio, and it is just it's an honor to be able to work with them, with folks who stand behind their product. It means absolutely the world to us. And now we get to add a new product booth to this fold, to this family, Queen Right Dial. I mean, how cool is that, guys?
Yeah. I got to show you. Now, you all know Larry and Marianne Sears.
Oh, the Blue Ribbon Man himself.
So they came up to me, and I actually had 3 people bring me bourbon barrel, honey items. I got 2 jars of bourbon barrel, and the one was an award-winning. A guy gave me some of his award-winning bourbon barrel honey, but the Sears, they gave me this right here.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
This is part of a barrel that they said was over 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
And they designed that, and then it's got...
Because your loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise you. That's beautiful. Psalms.
I know. Awesome. They walked up when they gave this to me. I was just like, that is amazing. So, yeah. Love that stuff. Awesome. Love the community, Great
the folks. Susie, there were so many great folks there. You kind of gave one fellow a new nickname.
I did.
Is he on here tonight?
I assigned a Sharpie nickname to a special guy that stored his items. Actually, not behind our booth because we didn't really have a behind with my cabinet. But he did stash it underneath Larabie's table. The only Big B Lee.
Big B Lee, Brian Lee, man, what a super awesome dude. We got to spend time with him, but he really knocked it out of the park. Of course we can't show all of them, but he created. Look at that.
Oh yeah,
just super.
This was
cool.
part of Brian's. I did watch your video. I don't get to watch everything, but I did watch your video, Brian, and I loved it. Loved it. I enjoyed it while I was being chauffeured home.
Beautiful
awesome.
leather laser work.
Big B Lee,
real sharp. They're so nice. I just want to put them on display. I hardly want to wear them because they'll be sweat stained and they'll be full of transmission fluid and hydraulic oil. And
I'll wear them.
Okay. But Brian Lee, what a blessing. We had a great dinner, hanging out one night with everybody, with Mike and Jason and Bruce and Brian. It was
Brian,
it was a lot of fun.
Your video was awesome. It captured that moment where he handed everybody those hats, and you could see the appreciation in everybody's eyes that you all, he thought of each and every one of you and made you feel special, just like you are.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't bring my hat up here. Gosh, Brian,
come on, Bruce.
So Brian, after we had that video with Mike Berry a while back, he like texted me. He's been working on figuring out those hats for weeks, if not months. And so it all came together. He did a tremendous job with it. And I just got to say, Brian is just one of those guys. He's always happy. He's always in a good mood. And he's just a good dude, man. He's just a good guy. And he's become a really, really good friend of mine. He lives here in Alabama, but he's up in Birmingham, probably about 3 hours away. But we've been to a ball game together. He came down. He's a Troy University alum. He played football at Troy many years ago, which is about an hour north of here. So he comes down to some Troy games, and he came and helped me work bees last year a little bit, helped me do some splits in the, like February, whenever it was. And then again, helped me harvest honey, pull honey in, I guess it was June. And so he's just become a really good friend of mine. And he calls me quite often, and we talk. And he's been keeping bees 3 or 4 years now. He's actually now the president of the Shelby County Beekeeping Bee Club up in Shelby County, Alabama, which is not far from where he lives. And so he loves, he's got his gadgets. He's got obviously a laser imprinter, and he's figured out how to do the leather on the caps, and he's just having a really good time with that. So, but he put a lot of work and a lot of thought into that. I mean, he was sending me like samples leading up to the conference, just of many different designs that he had thought of, and ways to do it, and get my opinion on. I'm like, man, just go with it. They all look good to me. And so he ended up bringing, I think, a little bit of everything, and it was really, really cool. And Brian's he's just a good guy, just a good friend, just a good man. And he's got a great family and just a tremendous person. So. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Mike Berry has a new logo.
Buddy, does he?
A diamond bee on his. I love that.
Cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Nothing but the best.
That was awesome.
Guys.
I can't wait to see him wear that in videos. There was one other thing. I know we don't have time to go through all of the things, and we certainly will. We'll go through all the gifts that we received. But there was the biggest. Let me first say this: the best gift that I received, I think, was just the friendship from all these folks who I may not even didn't know who they were before, but just to shake their hand and look them in the eye and just hear them. Appreciate them was an enormous gift and such a blessing for us. One of them that I can't. It seems unfair to keep going and throwing out favorites, but there was a pastor with 12 kids who just took the time. One of the hard things with a booth and with whatever, and I mean this humbly, whatever public recognition that whatever people look at us, whoever they think that we are or whatever we stand for. We're just regular guys, just doing our best every single day. We are doing this as a team. When folks think enough of what you do to take time out to come shake your hand to say thanks, when they're standing 3, 4, 5 people stacked deep to 15, 20 minutes just to tell you how much they appreciate you, it's extremely humbling. And from the bottom of our heart, we cannot express how much that means to us. And thank you for that. But it means a lot when we go through and we're trying to do our best with not only our business but with our walk, with our faith, and we're trying to bridge all these things and make all this sort of thing kind of happen. And there's just no way it seems to express the gratitude. But I did want to shout out Mr. Jim Kiefer from Missouri, a pastor, father of 12. I can't tell you how much that meant to me that you took time. It was extremely encouraging. So thank you for that. One of the cool things, fellas, is as we were doing the stream team interview with Cayman, right afterwards, somebody presented us with a very unique mug that I had never quite seen before. And I'm gonna show it off here. I will never probably be able to use it because Susie's probably going to claim it.
So nice.
But what a gorgeous handcrafted! I've never seen anything quite like this. But it has. I'm calling it like a clay weld.
It's awesome.
I better use 2 hands.
Yes, please.
But look at this. Look at this clay weld on the inside. I mean, absolutely unreal. Absolutely beautiful.
It's a craftsman made that thing.
Beautiful. And so I'm going to relinquish the honor of using that mug to Susie because I don't have the heart if I accidentally drop it.
Yeah.
So that's all yours. But I want to give a shout out to Colleen Dice Designs. Let's see. Yeah, Colleen Dice. PaulineDiceDesigns.com. We'll link some information later when we do the whole schmear of it, all that. But what a beautiful thing. It means a lot that someone thinks enough. You know, to us, it's like we're sharing our story, we're sharing our journey, we're sharing our walk with bees and our business and our family. That's just what we, and that's it. But for anyone to think enough of what we do to spend time to say hello or to gift us with something, it is so special. So to everyone who took time out of a busy expo to say hi, we just want to say thank you and how much we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and I do have to give a small, quick, special shout out for a friend from the Bee Yard that Miss Hannah knew that I could not escape the booth long enough to purchase a couple things for myself. And so her and her husband heard my heart's desires, and I might have spilled them out of my mouth, and they went and bought those 2 things for me and gave them to me. And I had to give her a big old neck squeeze and hold back tears because it absolutely floored me that they thought enough that they would do that for me. So I appreciate you, Hannah.
I think Jason says it well. You come for the bees and stay for the people, and that's exactly what these things are. There's so much I want to talk about, and I still, honestly, fellas, I still need time to kind of decompress from that expo to really fully understand and remember, recollect, and appreciate all of the little moments. But Bruce, what's something as you think back on that expo right now? What are some of the highlights for you as you think back to the 2.5 jam-packed days at the North American Honeybee Expo?
Well, first of all, before I go into that, I'd like to just say I did forget to bring a few things up here. Once again, the mug like yours and the hat from Brian and my purple hat. And just I have a bag downstairs I forgot to bring up with all kinds of honey and different goodies in there. So thanks to all who thought, like you said, Greg, to bring some honey to share with us. We had it set up there on the table, and I took a few bottles. I'm pretty sure they were mine that people had given me. We kind of had it set across the front there, and it was really nice, and we appreciate everything. If I didn't mention what you brought me individually or us, I just appreciate it, and I apologize for that. But what do I take away from the Honeybee Expo? I went up there without any expectations, without any pressure to. I didn't have a game plan as far as going to talks or as buying. I did have a couple things I wanted to buy, and I got those things. But for the most part, I didn't have any expectations except just to come and get to know people and just kind of roll with the punches, and didn't have a plan laid out. And so it was really kind of nice just to kind of sit back and get the feel of everything. Just get to the first afternoon, that opened at, I think at 1, I believe it was, or 12:30 or 1. I think it was 1 o'clock, whatever time it was when it opened. I was in the back, near the back of the line, and it was amazing how, you could see the building up there. I don't know, several hundred, I don't know how many people were there, probably well over 1,000, 2,000, I'm not sure. Yeah, 12:30 they said. So anyway, I was near the back of that line. I got there, but they got us all in there like in 20 or 30 minutes. Everybody was inside. It didn't take long at all to get in, probably even faster than that, it seemed like. And so, it was well run, but just the whole feel of the conference. It took me that whole first day to get around the entire trade show area, and I didn't really even get to see much then. It just, I was talking to people the whole way. I'd walk a few feet, I'd talk to somebody else. We just kept walking around, and I made it through, but I didn't really look at a lot of the booths because I was just meeting people and get to know people. And there was literally like a family atmosphere there. It's just amazing. It was like a great big huge family reunion. And people go up to me and they said, hey Bruce, we appreciate you. I want to take your time, and they knew who I was, but I didn't know who they were. Well, but it felt like I knew who they were. It just felt like I knew who they were, even though I had never met them before. And so that's just kind of the feel and the vibe, just the type of people that were there and the experience that was there. I heard some comments from folks like Lawrence and Richard Noel and some different people there about, and just everybody, a lot of people that were there who were just like, man, just blown away with just that's how everybody felt. It's just you can't explain it unless you're really there. You really just can't explain what it's like. It's like a great big huge family reunion. Cayman has stuff there for everybody. If you want to learn about bees, you can go to the classes. If you want to get a good deal on goods and services and beekeeping equipment, you can do that. But I think everyone, whatever your goal was, whether you were a business, a vendor, or a person attending the conference, everybody felt whatever that was, that was there. And it was just a really good feeling. And I think everyone's exhausted. I mean, everyone I've talked to that went, whether you're a attendee or a vendor or someone running the program, everybody is tired and exhausted and needs a break and some rest. But everybody had a phenomenal experience. I know I did.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's what it takes, I think, to put these kind of things on. Is you just can't have folks in the leadership or management position giving their all. You need everybody involved in it giving their all. And when that happens, you talk about something that the likes of which has never been done or never been seen before. So if you weren't there, you missed out. It's such a beautiful, enriching time for fellowship, community, education, and also getting those products and seeing firsthand. Where else in the world could you have gone to seeing Queen Right Dial debut and get blue ribbon? Where could you take your honey cotton candy, like our friends at the Sleepy Hollow Homestead, and win a blue ribbon for new best product? Where can you go to find brand new products that have been backed by research, that have been a long trend coming and finally come to market, like the Propola box by Premier? You couple that with folks like Nature's Image, where we put our heart and soul into the products, and DuraHive wax dipped. So many things happen all at one time, all for the right time, the right place, for the right people. That's what's beautiful about these things. And these are the things that continue to bloom and continue to grow. These conferences are the fertile grounds for growth and development, new products, new friendships, new bonds formed. It is such a beautiful thing. Brian, as you look back to the Bee Expo, what are a couple things that were some of the really big highlights for you?
Man, that blue ribbon, number one, that really just blew me away. That right there was like validation as far as all of the work that Jason and I have put into the Queen Right Dial. Just having that recognition that, the idea that we both worked on won that blue ribbon. It was so huge. But, other than that, it's just, I can't pinpoint, other moments, just because, I met so many people there, shook so many hands. There was a couple actually that found me that 2 years ago, the very first conference that I went to, sat at the table, and they live in North Carolina, and they're from England. Wow. And they actually caught me walking through and just doing my little filming, and I had to shut the camera. I got a camera with them. It's one of the pictures that was in my video, but we were just catching up. I mean, and they were funny. They were like, "Oh, you're a superstar now," and we saw you, 2 years ago you were sitting at a table with us, and they're, in their English accents, and now you're interviewing the VIPs. I said, "You guys are silly," But it was just catching up with those people that, that's what makes this conference special, and it is like a family reunion, because where else could I have gone and met wonderful people like them, and just everybody else, all the folks here that watch us every week, being able to shake hands and take pictures with people, that's just, that right there is what made the whole entire expo worth it, really, to me. So
Susie, I'm going to ask you, we, came into this as a team, Nature's Image Farm bringing the new DuraHive wax dip line, our line of wax dipped equipment, the buckets and plugs that we're known for carrying. We bring the Stream Team booth along and try to integrate that with an interactive booth and kind of collaborate with Larabi's. There are so many moving pieces to get something like that kind of to happen and to be successful. But I think fellas, if we're honest, if we see it all through our eyes and we see what this means to us, but rare is it that you have an opportunity to actually, behind every great man is an even better woman. I think it's a really fun opportunity to turn Susie loose for a little bit and just see, from her perspective, trying to rein this big Sasquatch in and help keep all these things running smooth. From your perspective, what were some of the great highlights, Susie, from your perspective at the Bee Expo?
Well, the North American Honeybee Expo, in the few words that I can muster, first of all, I had two words that came to mind. And I think when a husband and a wife find something that they desire to see happen in their community, they couple that with excitement. And that excitement is tangible and people can feel it. And then they create a community and allow fellowship to happen because of that desire and that excitement. I see two people that work together to create something that's bigger than us.
Yeah.
And Cayman and Laurel created something that was bigger than them because everybody came together as a community and fellowshipped and gave and humbled themselves and showed up.
Yeah.
And that was what it meant to me.
I think what I enjoyed was hearing so many folks get to, when our history with Nature's Image Farm, for folks who have just found us, we've been at this YouTube and podcasting for many, many years, and we have kind of shared the development and growth, and it's been kind of seasonally ever changing on what that looks like. Going back to the Sunday night farm chats where we would talk about whatever was going on at the farm, when we were doing more of the bee chats from the farm side of it. I've always enjoyed having you a part of all of that because you bring a little bit different of a perspective to it. But what I really enjoyed about the conference was all the folks who got to spend a little bit of time with you. And Roy Adams nailed it here. He said, Susie killed it. Beside every great man is an even better woman. And that is yes and amen. That is I can't say to take your own words from you. Amen. That's exactly what it is. These things, I want to be extremely clear, is the biggest highlight for me is not to see the fruit of this labor, but for me it is to know that these seeds that we are planting are not getting cast away to the stones. They're not getting cast away to unfertile soil. They're not getting cast away for the birds or for the swine. They're being planted into fertile soil. And although we may never see the fruits of the labor or what will grow or become of every little effort, it is absolutely an honor to know that we are just doing what's on our heart, taking one step at a time, doing our best as a family, as a team, as a community, because a lot of us, it's not just about the bees. Bees are just the conduit to the people, and it is absolutely an honor and a blessing to feel called to do this, to be a lighthouse to others, and for us to have the opportunity to use things like wax-dipped equipment, to have these product lines that we have that can create the revenue and the tools to keep the farm going, to keep planting the seeds for others. To me, that is absolutely an honor. And to have folks be able to spend time with you and get to know you and spend time with you to know your heart, I know it meant just as much to you as it did to me to have folks be able to be a part of that. One of the greatest highlights for me personally, I'm going to try not to get choked up about it, but this isn't easy. For anyone who looks at something that is successful, there are so many times where it's not. There are so many times where it is.
Hard is not the same as good.
It's a challenge, to say the least. There are many times where you're not sure what the future holds, but we know who holds the future. And when we're trying to dig in and do something like this and work together as a team to do our best for this community, to provide this thing that we feel called to do, a lot of times as you step in faith and try to do those things, there is a lot that comes against you. There is a lot of things that are trying to tear you down. There are a lot of things that want to see you fail. There are a lot of things that want to see you fall on your face. But one of the shining highlights for me is to look at our team and to know that we're working through so much to make this happen, and to see Jake running back and forth and fulfilling orders and answering questions and stepping up as a man and stepping up into a leadership position in this business, to see Izzy there running the register, answering questions, smiling, talking with folks, being a lighthouse, to see you doing the same, seeing our pal Jeff filling in all the gaps, tying up all the loose ends, helping whenever he can. And then to have so many folks within this community say, hey, what can we do to help? To me, that's the shining moments of this. It's not us, it's not the products, it's the people. And so from all of us here at Nature's Image Farm and the Burns family, we want to thank everybody for taking time out of the expo to say hello, for supporting Nature's Image Farm, for supporting Bruce's Bees, for supporting Castle Highs, for supporting this community. There is no way that we could do this without you. And for that, we want to say humbly, thank you. Mm-hmm. Brian, as we wrap things up and we head into the next week, what's in store for Brian at Castle Hives this next coming week?
Oh, man. Recovery.
Yes and amen.
I'll just say that, recovery. So, and you guys know, but everybody on here, they don't. I dodged a bullet in the apiary, so you guys will hear about that soon. But I think the whole rest of the week is just going to get through the work week and just rest, because I'm still wore out. So that's about all. That's all I can say right now.
Bruce, what's on for Bruce at Bruce's Bees this coming week?
Well, I need to try to get in the bees and just see what's going on. It's we got some, by our standards, cold weather coming in. Next week is coming in the low 20s at night, and so low to mid 20s. So that's pretty cold for us. I'd like to get in and peek in on this weekend, but we had a really bad storm come through yesterday morning. Tornadoes kind of popping all around, and then another very similar storm is supposed to come through Friday. So I don't know if I'll be able to really get in them or not, but so I'm just going to get in them and see. I found out today from the bee inspector that the Ozark bees have a really bad problem with nosema surrounding. And so that's one reason I think they're so weak and not doing very well. So I need to figure out how to manage that, and we can talk about that in a future video. But anyway, as far as Bruce's bees, it's just kind of, I've got to start getting in them and seeing how they're doing. And that sounds weird in January, but here the season is starting pretty much. I mean, a warm day, you just got to just peek in and see how they're doing and check on them, because if you're not careful, come February, they'll start swarming in February and March down here if you're not careful. So you got to stay on top of it, make sure they've got food. I bought quite a bit of fondant. I'm going to put some fondant on them and just kind of hopefully get them through the next couple of months. And then usually in the spring, they all, the ones that survive usually take off in the spring, as you know, and do well. So it's been a humbling year for me. It's been a difficult year in many ways. We didn't have a real successful year. And sometimes I mentioned to people both at the conference and on here that some, you do these videos and you have a lot of success, but in a sense, it's a responsibility, because you're showing people what you're doing and your different things you're trying, and people try the stuff you do. I mean, they look at it, they say, hey, that makes sense, I'm going to try it. Then you go back a few weeks later and you start having things crash and burn on you a little bit, and you just kind of, oh my gosh, did I do the right thing? You hope people aren't out there making the same mistakes I made, but but I like to come back and show people kind of how things are going, keep them updated. So hopefully, maybe I do a couple things right, and especially maybe I can keep people from doing some things wrong that I do. But anyway, it's just, I appreciate everyone out there. Bruce's Bees, we're just going to keep rolling. We got some ideas going into the next, this year. I'm not sure what the future holds with the YouTube channel, exactly what I'm going to do, but I do know I hope to continue to produce some videos here or there, and maybe continue to produce stuff that people want to watch, and continue to develop this relationship with you guys on here and with this community. And who knows what 2024 holds. I mean, look at where it's come in the last couple of years. Even this year, it's grown dramatically. Our video, these streams, and all the people. It's not just us. There's other people out there doing streams, and man, the community just grows and grows and grows. And I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's awesome, Bruce. There is plenty of room at the table for everybody, and I think we always have to remind ourselves that whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's our business, whether it's bringing folks into the fold. There's plenty of room at the table for everybody, especially when we all have the same kind of common goal. I want to thank Castle Hives once again for your super chat, Miss Carol J. McCarthy Logsden, Bruce's Bees, Mr. Clay Bunner, and also Jason at Bohemia Bees for gifting 5 Nature's Image Farm memberships to the YouTube channel. Susie, as we wrap it up, talk to us about what's up with Susie over the next week here at Nature. I'm not sure I want to know that.
Oh, you want to know that?
I feel like I'm getting ready to get the list here. Is getting ready to get laid out publicly.
No. We make lists. Oh, I do. I make lists, and I like to be on schedule. And so I think a few people found out that Susie's been tweaking Greg's schedule a little bit behind the scenes. And so when Greg doesn't respond to a business phone contact, it's because Greg's with his family. And so his phone, doesn't show him those things until it's business hours. So we've just established some business hours because we need family hours, and we need rest, and we need worship time. So that's most important, to keep a family together. Family that prays together stays together, and you got to take time to do that. So we scheduled that time. So we are scheduling. We are cleaning up the shop. We are hosting some hours. We are cleaning up the website. And we are closing out things from 2023. And we are so excited for 2024 to be here.
There's a lot to stay tuned for. I know it gets easy to say that, but we're really excited about the direction of the farm for this coming year. So definitely stay tuned to the Nature's Image Farm YouTube channel, podcast, and nature'simagefarm.com. If you missed out on the EnduroHive Wax Dip debut at the Bee Expo, stay tuned to our website. You'll see a lot more information there. Bruce is holding one up right there too. We will have the Propola Wax Dipped line. Look at that, Bruce. Man.
Bruce, you're awesome.
There's Bruce, always thinking outside the box.
That's right.
In this case, thinking inside the box.
Amazing what the bees will propolize inside of a hive body.
It is so cool. We had a bee log here from the farm that was propolized on the inside on display here or at the Bee Expo, along with some of the test boxes that we have had out in the field and in the yard to show how much propolis the bees actually sock away in that.
Oh, man.
It is so cool. We've done everything from rough sawn boards, roughed them up on the inside to see what the bees do. And the bees will make a little propolis on there, but there has never been the amount of propolis inside of a box as is with these propola boxes. That's been a fun collaboration, so it's going to be fun to see how that kind of goes. Where's Greg's box? So here's the thing. Yappy, I'm glad you brought that up. So, here I was minding my business, and all of a sudden there was just this lonesome Hives for Heroes mug, and it just happened to just get lost. I mean, somebody thought so much of it, they left it at our booth. Turns out it was Yappy's, and it went all across the country, and everyone got a chance to kind of sign it, and it got auctioned off at this last Bee Expo. And one of the cool things was this. I mean, a beautiful. You don't want to say like a wall of fame, because not a single person on that box wall are the egotistical, prideful type. And so there were so many great names that had those boxes, including Yappy Bee Man. And somehow we had our name thrown in the mix, and there was our logo. And Jeff at Premier says, "Okay, Greg, you time to take your box home." And where is it? Well, no one saw it. It disappeared.
It did.
And then 40 feet down the aisle, it was like a leprechaun dancing, and just so happy with two boxes. One, he had a Yappy Bee Man box in one, and he had the Nature's Image Farm Enduro Hive wax dip box, the Propola box, in the other, just skipping and tooting his own horn and yelling across the hall, "I got your box! I got your box!" And as soon as he said it, he just disappeared. So I don't know what Yappy did with my box, but I think it disappeared. So the saga continues. Last year, it was the Brotherhood of the Traveling Yappy Mug. Who knows what Yappy has in store with this box? But where is my box, Yappy? I don't know. All I know is it's not here. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think Yappy the Bee Man may have something to do with that.
Speaking of that, where is the mug? Who do you know who won that thing, and how that all worked out?
I want to say, if I say the name wrong, I'm going to really seem like I think was it Douglas Pendergraph, I believe. If you go to the Hives for Heroes Facebook group, you will see the fellow who got that. It is finally in a rightful ownership, which is not Yappy.
It was in the silent auction. It was in the
silent auction. Right? Yeah, somebody bought it, and now is the proud owner of the traveling mug of the Brotherhood. So pretty cool. But anyways, let's keep an eye out for that. So this next coming week, like Susie said, we're prioritizing. We're in shape. Really, what's really hard is something that we're really doing is cutting out the dead weight, things that are dragging us down, taking too much time. Those are gone, and we're focusing on the things that make a lot more sense for our time and talent.
Hard is not the same as bad.
No, it's not. And we've got some great interviews coming out over the next, and they'll be laying out every week or so. We've got Simple Comb, we've got Dr. Cameron Jack, we've got Lawrence from Black Mountain, Richard Knoll, Marla Spivak, Chris Werner, Cayman Reynolds, Mr. Ed. Who am I missing?
You had a schedule. Where'd it go?
There's a schedule. So many great interviews to be released. It's a lot of fun. What we are going to do is stay tuned to both the Nature's Image Farm YouTube channel. We'll share videos there. Also at the Nature's Image Farm Facebook page and Instagram. We'll be sharing when folks are taking videos with us in it. We're going to share those there too, so you can kind of check out their perspective. But I really. One thing it was really hard to do, and Bruce, I think you have nearly you're a trendsetter, whether you realize it or not. But Bruce, if I'm wrong, correct me, Bruce. But your focus this year was to just be in the moment, have this experience, and not necessarily feel tied down to capturing every conversation, every booth, every this to put into a video. You wanted to actually experience this with your own eyes, relish in those moments, and so this year. The only video we caught was the interviews on the stationary studio. There was no roving around and catching content, so I'm thankful that Brian was able to and capture those kind of things too. But Bruce, it was actually kind of nice to not feel like I had to go do that, and it meant a lot more time in front of people, a lot more time getting to know folks, and that was really awesome. So. Next week, next Wednesday, 8 p.m., fellas, whose channel is the Stream Team Beekeeping Chat on? That would be Dr. Brian Coper. It'll be on his channel. It'll be a lot of fun. We're getting into that season. If you haven't figured it out yet, we are now post-solstice time period, so it's very, very every day, shortly but sweetly, queens are starting to very slowly ramp up. We're getting a little bit more daylight every single day. Beekeeping season has started. Whether you accept it or not, it has already started. We're ramping up towards that. I'm really excited to get into the season. We'll talk more about a lot of things later. But fellas, I want to thank you for your friendship. I want to thank you for spending time together at the Stream Team booth. Also breaking bread together as a group, as a family. We couldn't get to all the dinner engagements that we were invited to, but it was absolutely an honor to be able to sit down with you guys, break bread as family. It was absolutely awesome. And I really enjoyed those moments there too. So from all of us here at the Stream Team Beekeeping Chat and from Nature's Image Farm, we want to thank everybody for spending time with us here live tonight at the Nature's Image Farm podcast or the replay later. Next Wednesday, 8 p.m., the Stream Team will be on Castle Hive's YouTube channel. Be there or be square. And as always, I want to remind you to be the lighthouse
And be the change that you want to see in this world.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.